Hello everyone, and welcome to a bit of a weird episode of Golden Sun. Nuzlocke Class Changing Bonanza channel, you get it. The audio in this recording completely failed, both in game audio and my audio. So I am redubbing over the footage with, me talking. And once I do that, I will go in and I will kind of splice in the music, but I'm not going to be doing the sound effects, that's a bit much. So you can expect the audio to be a little bit weird for this one, my commentary to be a little disjointed. I'm annoying too, because I've been on a couple of tangents in this one about Golden Sun lore and weird stuff, so I'll try and replicate those as best I can, but, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, boop. So, we are back in Lord Babby's palace after the end of Colosso. I'll kind of meddle around with it for a moment here, but you'll see that I can't really deal with Isaac's Jinn because it is all on standby and no Jinn will recover right now. Okay. Yeah, see? I can't really deal with them. Check out the bookcase. Eventually. Go read the bookcase. It's nothing in the barrel. There you go. It's a book entitled The Heart of the Colosso Warrior. Do your best, do not bet on lucky guess. That's what the book says. Alright. Yeah, trying to recover the Jinn. Jinn do not recover in a safe area like this. It does recover later as we move about the town, implying that the town isn't safe. No one's going to sleep in this big bedroom until the next Colosso. Even so, we still have to keep it cleaned up. I hate that. Would this room get very dusty if I didn't clean it all year? Yeah, that won't do. I guess I'll just have to tidy up. Armor looks heavy. It looks like it belongs to one of the Colosso warriors. Of course, gotta check the loot. Actually explore all of Babby Palace. Did you meet with Babby? Why aren't you going to meet with Babby to discuss things? He wants to talk to you before you leave. Please lend Babby your assistance. Babby is counting on you. I haven't seen much of Babby lately. It's as if he is afraid of something. What in the world could frighten him? I believe we get a lucky medal at some point here. Which, honestly, I can probably be a little bit more liberal with cuts for this episode. Yeah, there's a lucky medal. We'll see how energetic I feel when I'm doing the editing. I hate it when errors like this happen. It makes me lose progress, and whenever I lose progress in games or in things like this, it rustles my Jinn so freaking hard. Notebook shows the records for the dice game. Its owner seems to have lost a lot of money playing dice. There's nothing in there. It's completely dark inside. There are lots of used dice rolling around. So, there are things in there, which means you lied to this game. So, you're all from the eastern shores of the Carrigal Sea, huh? Do you want to go back already? No, that's too bad. That no one will set sail on the Carrigal Sea, I mean. Why don't you let Babby take care of you until your ship sails? No? That's great. Babby will be very happy to hear it. Oh yeah, that sprite looks really weird. Like, it totally looks like we should be able to... Yeah, you can see my mouse. That looks like a thing we should totally be able to pick up. I'm gonna try using catch here. And nothing. But that is a completely unique sprite. I'm pretty sure we don't ever see that furnace or the thing inside the furnace ever again. I'm assuming that's something or something, you know, like some burning sticks. Headband says, "Never give up! Go for the win!" This book entitled Becoming a Macho Man in 12 Easy Steps. All these warriors seem to like weight training. The southern continent is a dangerous place if you ever go there. You'll know why I prefer Angara. There truly is no more peaceful land. I want that lighthouse finished quickly so I can say goodbye to Gondolin. Now that Colosso is over, I'm going to Gondolin to help build the Babby Lighthouse. Colosso is ended, so we have to go back to building the lighthouse. I still don't get why Babby wants it finished so soon. Alright. One last little bit of corridors, and then it's Babby time. Exposition. I don't think we actually end up finding anything else here. I still feel like there's an herb or an elixir somewhere that I must have missed, but we just don't find it. Anyways, here's the only other spot in the game where these are used. We saw one in Kraven's house. If the riddle of the Venus ruins was solved, we wouldn't have to build Babby Lighthouse. We continue to study, but we make little progress. What sort of unfathomable riddles are hiding in the Venus ruins? As you look through the things, don't appear to contain anything particularly novel. I'm sure Kraden would stop by if he ever came through here again. Babby took very good care of Kraden. There must be a reason why Kraden has not returned to Tolby. Alchemy teaches that the 4 elements, earth, water, fire, and wind, form the basis of everything. You can create anything by combining those elements. I think we've got a tangent here. Yeah, okay. So I'll try and summarize as quickly as I can. The way I always order the elements in my head is earth, wind, fire, and water. And that's specifically because of an old Scooby-Doo movie, one of the better ones, The Witch's Ghost, where we get the Spice Girls, who have the song, Earth, Wind, Fire, and Air. And I don't know why they have wind and air both in there, like it makes no sense, they're the same element. So I subbed in water, and earth, wind, fire, water is my order of the elements. And if you'll notice with the thumbnails of this Golden Sun series so far, with the exception of the first 2, which were black and white for light and darkness, every single thumbnail numbering title thing has been in a specific color order of earth, yellow, wind, purple, fire, red, and water, blue. I incorrectly at the time of this recording said that this one would probably be yellow because the one prior was blue, but since the time of that recording I've seen the thumbnails and it's actually, this one should be purple because the last one was yellow. But yeah, that's a fun little thing. I imagine recording Shadow's rant is probably almost over. What's he doing? What are you doing in recording, Shadow? Was I just that much quicker explaining the whole thing? Probably. Yeah, here we go. Trying to get a good mind read on him. It's got to be a good reason for calling the 4 elementals the 4 great bases. If we can find out why, we might turn lead into gold. Notebook entitled Study of the Venus Ruins. Many ancient civilizations still sleep in them. I wish I could have just done this episode again, but, you know. You folks seem to know a lot about Kraden, don't you? We haven't heard from him in years. I think he was in your village. I wonder if he ever found the legendary elemental stars. I saved the game when I finished the recording. I'm shocked to hear no one... Come on, Shadow. Don't read too quickly. Shocked to hear no one knew he was from here. I wonder why Kraden never told anyone in Vale about Tolby. I want to see Kraden and reveal something about alchemy. I'm very curious as to what hidden knowledge he had to reveal. Titled Experiments in Alchemy. Experiment failed again. I have tons of questions for Kraden. Encyclopedia of Ancient Ruins. Once Babby Lighthouse is complete, I'd like to move there. I'll spend my time poring over the Venus ruins. The relationship between alchemy and the Venus ruins seems strong. I'll solve the riddle of the lighthouse and show them all. Cool. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, we should have several rants coming up, and I'm sure I'll be triggered by them as we go, but I don't fully remember this yet. Babby was found safe and sound, and Colosso ended without incident. We're relieved everything went so well. I was hoping I'd be the one to find Babby. Oh well, too late now. The girl from Lalavero is no longer here. She has left for Lalavero with the soldiers going to Babby Lighthouse. It seemed only natural that Shiva should return to Lalavero, but who ordered it? We potentially could have met Shiva before she left, I think, if we had come here after saving Babby, but before going to Colosso and doing that. I'm not sure if we would have been let into the palace, but we might have. I know you can definitely meet Shiva in the game. I was surprised Shiva was allowed to return like that. At least she won't be homesick any longer. I'm so relieved Shiva has returned to her hometown. But now that she's gone, I find I miss her a little. Yeah, because I do recall meeting her, I don't quite remember what the timing for that is. Because obviously she's gone now that Colosso is done. Alright. I've been waiting for you and your companions, Isaac. I feel like that's a Babby line that was mislabeled. I've been waiting here because I wanted to speak with you. But Iodine gets the portrait instead. It's hard to talk when you're so far away. Come over here. The battles at Colosso were spectacular. It was most rewarding to see Babby's favorite warrior steal the day. Iodam, bring him the victor's prize. This is a neat little item. Yes, sir, right away. The lore cap. If anyone can equip it, it's not very strong defensively, but it increases the random encounter rate, which is really annoying in any situation except if you need to grind. If you need to grind, you want a lore cap. So it's good to have one on hand. Incidentally, Isaac, are you feeling better now? Ah, the recuperative powers of youth, and after such fierce battles. Who could expect less from the warriors who rescued me? Enough with the flattery! Let's get to the point! Why were we summoned? Such insolence! What do you think you are to speak to Babby so? Let it be, Iodam. There are other ways to judge a man. What is it you said you were called? He's talking to you, Garrett. That's right, Garrett. We shall explain all. We intended to thank you and your companions for saving Babby, Isaac. But it would seem that gratitude is not enough. I have disclosed everything to Iodam. What do you mean by everything? You wish to know more about Lemuria, correct? Yes, indeed. Your desire is as plain as day. I have just seen Synergy for the first time. It is an awesome power. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is a rant here. Yeah, okay, so I used my cloak ball to show him Synergy. No one else could see it, but I knew Isaac's tournament was strange. Yeah, okay, here. So, it's said multiple times, they're in canon, that non-adepts cannot see Synergy. They can see the effects of it, like, you know, if you cast a fireball, they'll see the thing burst into flames, or if you cast a move, they'll see the thing moving, but they don't really see Synergy. So it's really interesting to note that Iodam was able to notice Synergy. Now, we do have several moments throughout the games where non-adepts can use synergy through synergy-giving items, like Babby's Cloak Ball, but I think I get to a rant about that later. Important thing is, I think, personally, that synergy is with the DNA, and when you have people that are like getting hit by the synergy stones and suddenly able to use synergy, it's because the synergy stone coming to such quick contact with them is forcibly mutating their DNA to allow them to use synergy. I think it's all genetic, and it's possible that Iodem has like a past ancestor who was able to use synergy. Either way, I think that's really interesting, and I love kind of delving into the nitty-gritty of that. There's several other like moments I could point out throughout the series that kind of seem to imply genetics do play a part in adepts and stuff, as well as there's lots of like mutations. I guess that was the end of the line. I thought it unlikely that you would fight using such power. I'll rant more about that later, but yeah, I always find that really interesting. No need to be ashamed, Isaac. Synergy is also a warrior's power. When I first learned of your power, I was shocked. I thought you might be Lemurians. You have mentioned Lemuria many times, Babby. What is it? It is the city of an ancient people lying far out at sea. Many years ago, about the time of the Great Flood, Babby went to Lemuria. I see. The Great Flood struck while I was traveling with Lunpa. Lunpa? You mean Lunpa the thief? I know it is hard to believe. It happened 100 years ago. You mean those rumors about you are true? Oh, what am I ranting about here? Clearly ranting about something. But here's a side note. Fun fact, Isaac never gets to visit Lemuria. I mean, you can bring him there afterwards, but you visit Lemuria in the second game. You do not play as Isaac in the second game. Kraden once mentioned the Stone of Sages. Do you think that's what did it? No. Huh? Don't tell me you forgot about the Stone of Sages. No. I can't think of anything else that would let him live for so long. I can, but, you know, I know everything. So you've even heard of the Stone of Sages. I'm afraid I don't have it. See? Told you, Garrett. It is the draft of Lemuria that has allowed me to live for so long. The draft of Lemuria? Get that man some water of Hermes. It is a magical draft once taken by those who live in Lemuria. And just drinking stops you from aging? Is that what it does? It would be more accurate to say it slows the aging process. There is death in Lemuria, but it only comes to those whose senses have failed from centuries of use. Do the people of Lemuria use synergy like we do? You have that draft, Babby. That's why you've lived so long. Yeah, just get the man some water of Hermes. Mercury Lighthouse is active. What am I ranting about here? Oh, see, I hate losing content like this. I had a lot of fun recording this episode. What happened was we had a Common Rider stream the previous day, and I completely forgot to change my audio settings because I was recording this before the game stream or something like that. Something like that. Common Rider stream settings were selected. And I just didn't check before I started recording. So I recorded the whole thing and only the video saved. I'm gonna skip forward, Shadow. What are you talking about here? Become wealthy enough to rule Toby. Shadow? What are you talking about? Come on. What are you getting at? What is your purpose in making everyone study alchemy? I'm starting to wonder myself. What do you hope to gain? If I had attained true immortality, there would be no need for this research. I'm not sure I understand. I had precious little draft, and now I am running out. You all saw it. There was but little left in the cave. There was literally nothing left. We took everything that was there, and that was the only chest. How long will it last? And what will happen when it runs out? It will run out any day now. When it does, my life is at its end. Why didn't you tell us sooner? We must hurry to Lemuria. It is pointless. What on earth do you mean, pointless? We cannot find Lemuria. Sorry, I'm accidentally adjusting the mouse. But you just said that it lies far out at sea. If we search the seas, we're sure to find it. I've sent so many ships in the past in search of Lemuria. This must have been long before I joined you, but still, you failed? I needed more Lemurian draft, but I couldn't find Lemuria. Why did you collapse in the cave if you still had more draft? I have been rationing it, but this time I waited too long between drinks. You were trying to make it last longer. I overexerted myself trying to find Lemuria before it ran out. Your reason for calling us here has to do with Lemuria? Exactly. I want you to find Lemuria. I have not been able to locate Lemuria by sea, but perhaps by air. I can hide it no longer. Oh! I remember what I was ranting about earlier, I bet. I have built Babby Lighthouse. I can hide it no longer. I have built Babby Lighthouse to see if I can find Lemuria at sea. I'll mention it next time when we have a segment of nothing happening. What? That's why you've been building the lighthouse? No, there's more to it than that. We've spotted something in the ocean southeast of the lighthouse, where Lemuria should be. Something dangerous, no doubt. What, monsters? We can handle them. Kinda can, can't we? That may be. However, something else troubles me more. What is it, my lord? No sailor has been able to keep his bearings at sea. You're kidding. I mean, they can't even keep a straight course? Is there something that distorts distance or direction or something? The currents shift there, suddenly changing the ship's direction. So the lighthouse will help the ships keep their bearings. So how exactly did you get away from Lemuria after the flood, Babby? That is the thing, Garrett. I crossed the sea in a Lemurian ship. I am hoping you can sail it. But why us, when you have so many powerful soldiers at your disposal? None of them have the ability to use synergy. One must have synergy to sail this ship. Then that would mean that Babby is an adept, wouldn't it? Nah, he's actually not. But Isaac, no normal person could master the cloak ball. I learned to use a little synergy during my stay in Lemuria. So boom, okay, yes. We see multiple people throughout the games that are able to use synergy through synergy-based items while not being adepts. Usually monks, and usually through intense meditation. But we do encounter one who's able to use a synergy from a synergy-giving item without having the item in his possession. So he's clearly attuned to it to such a degree that he's able to use it. I find that super interesting. Because if it is truly genetic, then it's possible we've got like a bit of a Genghis Khan kind of thing here, where synergy and adepts were so widespread at some point that, like, everyone has a little bit of latent synergy abilities that just needs to either be unlocked through mutation or intense training and maybe, you know, having a certain genetic predisposition for it. I find that super cool. Which would mean that Babby learned some synergy in Lemuria. Just in time, okay. What little I'd learned, I was able to guide the ship. In that case, perhaps I could sail the ship. No, it must be an adept. What should we do, Isaac? Will you do what he wants? If you do, I will grant you whatever you wish. You shouldn't make vows you will later find you cannot keep. I haven't even considered my own wishes lately. In that case, I could provide you with a wealth of items you might like. Babby's offer is very generous. You will consider going, won't you? Yeah, sure. Isaac, we have to beat Felix and the others to the lighthouse. The lighthouse? Do you mean Venus Lighthouse? Well then, our paths are intertwined. I too must go to Venus Lighthouse. Sadly, no Babby guest party star. But we cannot get to the top of Venus Lighthouse, can we? These adepts may be able to solve the riddle that blocks us. Ah, I see. The thought hadn't occurred to me. Isaac, you shall go to Venus Lighthouse with Iota. Not worry. You can take care of your own business first. I see. If they can solve the riddle of the lighthouse, then our own wishes will have been fulfilled. So, we can search for Lemuria after they complete their own quest. Is that acceptable? You will undertake this quest. I am most grateful. In any case, you will need my assistance to reach the lighthouse. I'll make preparations that I may be ready to leave at any time. I take my leave now to make preparations. Then you can all meet at Gondolin Passage. That's a brilliant idea. One more thing. I'd like you to think about a suitable reward. Yes, I will take care of that immediately as well. I shall be waiting for you at the passage. Bye for now, Babby. Your first task shall be the riddles of Venus Lighthouse. I am counting on you, Isaac. So our main goals for the rest of this episode are as follows. We have to get a thing from Babby here, which we are going to immediately do. Then we have a couple of cutscenes around the city and surrounding area to take care of. Sleeping a lot helps to delay the need to drink more draft. You find Lemuria and return with more draft. I won't have to do this. I wish I had met you and your companions sooner, Isaac, but I suppose it was not fated to be. Babby's face is very pale, like that of a dead man. It's no use worrying, though. There's nothing we can do about it. If something happens to Babby, what will become of Tolby? Just thinking about it frightens me. Hey, it's Babby's diary. It reads, "This Colossal may be my last." We also have the Water of Hermes to go get. Isaac, is that cloak ball what you desire? That cloak ball is very precious to me. I can't just give it away. Perhaps you could borrow it. Take it with you on your quest. Same thing. Why would an adept like you need the cloak ball, Isaac? If you use the cloak ball in the shadows, monsters won't be able to see you. That's how I was able to get through Altamilla Cave. We need it for a few very specific things. And of course we give it to Isaac because we give all synergy-giving items to the Venus Adept. It's tradition. We also have to go stop off in Billy Bean, finally get that done. We have a chest to get in the Billy Bean Cave. And next episode we will take care of Lunpa, which is going to be our next big dungeon. All the warriors who stayed in the palace left after Colosso. Are you folks leaving too? Or it's too bad. I bet we could have had a good time together. I thought for sure you'd be going too. I guess not. All the heroic warriors who took part in Colosso should remain in Tolby. Finding warriors like that is why Babby holds Colosso in the first place. I've lost all my enthusiasm since Colosso ended. I can't wait until next year's festival. The end of a festival is always the loneliest time of the year. I'll probably tell you what I was rambling about earlier that I didn't ramble about here. I had no luck in the lucky guess. Maybe next year will be better. Since Colosso ended so dramatically, the lucky guess goes to Day. Just a bit more luck and I could have been a very wealthy man. I will talk about it later when we're going to go grab that cave I mentioned before. That's going to be the best time for us to talk about it. If the ships aren't going, why not forget heading east and enjoy Tolby? I knew it. I never did end up mind reading that guy. That's why we don't talk to everybody here. It's so quiet. The hustle and bustle of Colosso seems like a dream. The calm after the storm is pretty nice too, don't you think? Don't have much to sell here, but we do have a little bit to sell. Nothing to buy, unfortunately. We don't have anything to sell? No, nothing to sell. Okay. Nothing new past Shadow, I am sorry to say. Same for armor here, we'll just skip through there. You can still do the dice game if you want, that's always open. Now we have to grab our corn. If you'll recall from the legend of the Dutch farmer and the wheat sword before. I get a little spooked here because I can't see the corn, and I'm like, oh my god, where is it? I'm thinking about Golden Sun 2, where the corn you get from that... Oh, and our Jinn are recovering here, which is why that's a thing. We actually have to go talk to the guy on the right for our corn. In the second game, it's literally just the sprite of the corn sitting on the counter, and I thought that's what it was here too, so I was getting really spooked. Here's me explaining that thing I literally just talked about. There's corn. We give it to Maya. Have her hold on to our cob. Ah yes, isn't that the lucky medal to get here? The spectators from the east can't go back home. It's just awful. It's great. The inns are still full even after Colosso. I thought we'd have some free time once Colosso ended, but no! Spectators from Calais are back because they can't get back home. Since the ships aren't sailing, the port is full of stranded tourists. The chef is in a bad mood because he didn't get to see Colosso. Taking that out on us isn't very mature. Hey, chef, so what if you missed it again? Grow up, you big baby! You look like a warrior, but you were watching Colosso, right? No, didn't even watch. What are you, crazy? Colosso was the best thing ever. Just watching doesn't make you any better than the next guy. If you're a warrior, you ought to compete next time. I didn't get to see any of Colosso. Try not to think about it, but I get so mad it makes me sick. I just declared that room completely checked. Colosso has ended, but we still can't get across the Canagal. Maybe they'll row us home if we agree to help out again. I went to the port, but they said the ships aren't sailing, so I came back. We made it to Tolby with your help. Maybe we can make it back. I tried going to the eastern cave, but it's impossible to get through. It was just like the gods of the gate told us. Do I read Oranos? You'd think you could get through the cave east of Gondolin Passage, but you can't. Not unless you can lift boulders at any rate. And here's where I kind of get a little annoyed, because, like, they're big, strong warriors. They could totally push that boulder to the side a little bit. Hey, what's this? Uh-oh. I didn't find anything. I was just doing some work I had to do. It's rude to startle people. Yeah, we'll take that, thanks. Oh, hello. Ho-hum, I'm fine. It's nothing. That thing I found is definitely the same as the one that man showed me. But he wouldn't ask me to return it, would he? He won't sail the ship even though we agreed to do whatever it takes. Correct. The ships cannot go out for any reason. What kind of person will refuse such an offer? You tell the captain again that he needs to set sail tomorrow. I don't need to talk about it. Yeah. We're gonna go use the selecting clothes. Get some decent stuff, we'll sell them, and then we can get out of here. Boop. And I'm pretty sure this is the only time we've gotten the inner yellow ring, so that means we've gotten each ring at least once. We get another earth shield for our troubles. And this one is another perfectly timed bullseye into a slightly off-center bullseye that gives us an assassin blade, I believe. Another one. Alright, so while we're dealing with all of that, and you can kind of see it going on in the background, I want to talk to you about the ancient peoples. So, we know for a fact that there were 4 old, and this is, you know, pre-Dark Dawn. Dark Dawn, as cool of a game as it is, and as much as I do like some of the things it did do, it retconned so much, and it ruined some of the lore. The little bit of lore we did get established, and that rustles my jigs a little bit, but that's fine. So, 4 ancient peoples. Lemuria was the ancient clan of water. I say clan loosely, because, you know, there's the Mercury clan of Mercury Lighthouse, but, like, an ancient civilization centered around water synergy. That is Lemuria. Oh, okay. Here we have our rearranging of the gin to make sure we are falling into proper, you know, up challenge. You can watch it going on in the background. It's not too interesting, I think, for this one, so I'll just keep talking. So Lemuria, the ancient people of water. Then there's Ankhol, A-N-K-H-O-L. I kind of call them the Ankholians, or Ankholians. They're the ancient race of, that are tied to Earth. We see a couple of their ruins in the second game. We also see dwarves in the second game, and it is my personal headcanon, this is never confirmed, but it is my personal headcanon that the modern-day dwarves are descended from the people of Ankhol, which I think is really cool. Then we have Animos, and Animos is Jupiter, they're the wind, and they are the moon. And I mean that literally, possibly, could be metaphorically, we never really find out for certain, but we find out in lore, I believe in the second game, but it's also touched on briefly in La Movero in this game. At one point in the past, they ripped their city out of the ground and flew it into space, where it either became the moon or is the moon, or like is a piece of it. Anyways, sorry. Get to this. Pause on that for a second, but remember, Animos is the moon. I'll return the cost of your ticket to you. Let's leave it at that. Why should I, when all you did was give me what's mine? Isn't the tour group responsible for getting us back to Calais? With the road blocked and the ship stuck here, we have no way to get home. I mean, I feel for you there. You brought us all here! Take responsibility for it! Responsibility! Must you really resort to violence? What are you? I was hired for just this sort of thing. You mean you hired a bodyguard? Yeah, because of rabble-rousing customers like you. Thanks to viewers like you, we've asked this nice man to act as a guard for everyone's safety. What are you talking about? I wouldn't go any further than that if I were you. Get out of my way! Sorry, I was hired to be in your way. Please let it go. Bonk bonk. Nice camera. I know, and after I asked her so nicely, she's like, I can't believe this is happening. You're wasting time on this? Why don't you find a way to get us home? Big lol. The heck with you. I'm staying right here until the ship leaves. I'm gonna be stuck here. I should find work and make some money. I wonder when we'll be able to return to play. Why don't you get up off your back and do something? We tried. God's name, we tried. Tour group should take care of it from start to finish, but it's not our fault the ship won't sail, so we can't offer any refunds, but he said he gave me his money back. If they just let the ship sail, the passengers would stop complaining. We'll be counting on you if something comes up again, Master. As long as you're here, we can stay without being yelled at. As long as we're stuck here, I just want to make some cash as a bodyguard. This tour wasn't well organized. That's why I have to provide security. I have conflicting feelings about protecting them. There. There's a little bit more dialogue, so I let that kind of be. There are many here who want to return to Calais since Colosso is over. The ships won't sail without the captain's order. Cool, we out. Alright, so, Animos is the moon. We don't know that for sure, however, we do see the crater that was left by them in the second game, right next to Continent. Which, you know, like, maybe they landed their city on the moon, we don't really know. However, we do find out later in this game that Sheba supposedly fell from the sky and is from Animos. They could be, like, angels or something now, I don't know. I've always kind of wondered if maybe they're the elves. We never see elves in Wayard, but we do see several pieces of equipment. The elven rapier, the elven shirt, that implies that elves exist. And here's where I totally think that, like, Sean or Ornos or a couple other strong guys could literally just shove this rock from here-ish, shove it over, you know? But apparently that doesn't happen. Anyways, so could be the elves. I don't think so, but you know, it's enough of a possibility that I want to at least mention it. Okay, so we've covered the Animos. They're the ancient race of Jupiter. Then there's the Proxians. We see Proxians in the game. I won't spoil much about them because they're fun, but they're definitely fun. The Mars clan. So, those are the 4 ancient races of people, and I find all of ancient Wayardian lore really interesting, which is why with Dark Dawn it got kind of weird with all the different, like, renaming they did, and they never got Golden Sun 4, and nothing ever got done with it, so it left the series in this weird place. But, a couple of years ago, I ran a Golden Sun D&D campaign, and I was really fond of it. I call it D&D, it wasn't like using the D&D structure. I literally made a game that was like, you know, similar to D&D in structure and stuff. That's one top thing, we haven't been up there yet. But it used all Golden Sun stats, you know, I used like the actual monster stats and all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And I did my own kind of alternative 30 years later kind of thing, where I went through each and every single area of Wayard and talked about how it changed, about, you know, political structures that formed, kind of conflicts that happened, you know, different mysterious events. I set up a lot of plot stuff in that one, and I was really happy with how that turned out. And I still kind of believe that that's, with a few exceptions that I did kind of because I wanted to have those as plot threads for the players to deal with. That's kind of how I feel like Wayard mostly would have gone. But, you know, Dark Dawn disagrees, which is fine. Dark Dawn is a fun game. I don't wanna trash it or anything. But okay, I'm pretty sure this part of the recording is stuff I actually skipped forward. Like, you know, hey, I'll see you guys again when we're in a mill, because that's where we're heading. So I think that's what I'm going to do here now. I talked about what I want to talk about with the ancient rarity and stuff, which I just think is so cool. And yeah, so I will see you all again in just a moment. Okay, we're back in Billy Bean Cave, specifically because this is an area that we can actually use reveal to get through and grab ourselves some treasure chests. Kind of useless ones, but, you know, hey, completionism is completionism. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit here. Hop up here. We get a synergy crystal and a water of life. That's it. Then we just continue on to the Mercury Lighthouse, grab our Water of Hermes, and it's back down to Billy Bean for a cutscene. So I will see you all there. Alright. We're out of the cave. We've got our Water of Hermes. We gave it to Maya because of the horse. We're back in Billy Bean. Never really came back here and talked to everybody after hearing Kalama. I was turned into a tree for a while. Can you believe it? We're not really going to do that here, but we'll talk to this guy. I think I now know what it means to sink your roots in one place, but I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else. Yeah, I can't even believe it myself. I never want to be turned into a tree again. It was terrible. Yeah, we're not going to, like, talk to everybody here, but we do have to go up here. Oh, it's... Oh, sir! We've been looking everywhere for you. I love this bit. The curse of the holy tree. You're the ones who broke it, right? You're under arrest. Let's go. Lord McCoy is waiting. I just love that. Hi, how's it going, man? Hey, you're awesome. You're under arrest. We brought the warriors, my lord. So, you're the brave lads I met before. What were your names again? He's Isaac, sir, and I'm Garrett. I am called Ivan, and I am Maya from the village of Emil. Isaac and company. And did I not decline your offer when we first met? Didn't they give us enough consideration back then? And yet you went on to break the curse despite my words, did you not? I humbly thank you. I was but worried you might not stay back here on your way back. I don't know what the fuck that was. I want to show my appreciation for your help. Appreciation. I relied on my money, but I forgot about my people's needs. You reminded me of my duties. As lord of these lands, I'll do my best for everyone's behalf. Isaac, it would honor me greatly if you'd accept a wee token of my gratitude. I could give it to you here, but would you not rather choose it yourself? Very well. You can choose something that'll help you along your way. I will show Isaac and his friends the way, my lord. Many thanks to you, and to your companions as well. Visit me anytime. You'll always find a warm hearth here. That was easy. Follow me and I'll take you to the treasure room. And we only get to open one of these chests, and they all kind of suck, so I will save scum to get the best one. Lord McCoy ordered that Isaac and his companions be brought here. Explaining that I'm about to save scum maliciously. You may select a single item from any of these chests. There it is. Garbage. The one we go with. Garbage. Especially garbage. You are always welcome in the palace of Lord McCoy. Is locked. The reward you received was indeed the greatest of treasures. Courageous people have the best luck. You got a pretty nice reward, but I think you were just unlucky. I don't want you to feel bad, so I'll tell you something good. We never find out what's in those chests locked away, and we never get to access any of those other ones. But whatever. It's a free item. Oh, here's a fun rant. My palace is not finished. McCoy loves that holy tree more than he loves me. He said he stopped construction so that I would not be cursed. I think he's just trying to weasel out of his promise. Okay, so, years ago on a Golden Sun forum, my very first one I'm very fond of, no, this would have been the second one, still, the last main one. As part of the Venus clan, we were having competitions with all the different clans, and this one was a fairy tale competition. You had to make a fairy tale. And us, the Venus clan, we went all out. Okay, so one of the Venus clan members, Neshi, she did all the art for it, which was beautiful. One of my other friends wrote a story about Lady McCoy, which is why this got triggered there. I wrote the bulk of them with about 3 or 4 stories. I know Cop helped as well, because, you know, he was a vital Venus clan member, but I can't quite remember his contribution. I'll have to see if I can't dig the book up. And Cop, if you're watching this, let us know down in the comments what your contribution was, because I know it was good. But the story that the other member wrote, Miva, she wrote about Lady McCoy going into Column of Forest and being a haughty, you know, bitch, but learning a lesson and having like a revelation, coming out of it a better person. I think she talks to maybe Tret or Laurel or something. I think it was Laurel. I think it was 3 stories I did. One of them was about Daedalus, which is a summon from the second game that we have not encountered yet. Grab that nut really quick. Nut. But it was about an inventor who was like building something to protect his home, and he ends up like putting himself into the machine or something. Another story was called The One with the Fairies in It, because remember it's about fairy tales, which was about like mischievous fairies, which are an actual enemy in the Golden Sun franchise, abducting a kid from a forest. It was an actual like spooky story. And the other one, I know I wrote at least 1, possibly 2 more, but I don't remember them either. I really need to see if I can't dig this out at some point. I was really proud of that one. That story was amazing. Not the story, like the whole book. We won, of course, that competition. We absolutely won. I remember one of the Mars Clan members was like, "It's not fair. They did a whole book. Of course they won. We just did a story." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do a book next time, babies." Anyways, next time when we come back here, we will be doing the whole thing of Lunpa, rescuing Hammett, all that good stuff. We needed the cloak ball for it. But for now, I think that's where we're going to leave it off for today. And I don't say I think because I can see the timestamp there. So thank you to everyone for joining me. I do apologize about the audio of this episode. Hopefully that's not a mistake I make twice. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all next time for some more GS NCCBC, preferably with baked-in audio. Bye-bye!